And we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We're live at Food City in Blunt, Vegas on this Friday, December the 15th, 2017. Cold outside. I thought it was going to be a little bit warmer than today, but it's not. It's cold. And we, of course, took yesterday off back in the saddle today for show number 654. 654, they said it wouldn't work, and it's working, obviously, as we're here again at Food City on the Food City Friday. We are joined right out of the chute. We got lots to talk about. We got college football, college basketball, lots of Major League Baseball. The winter meetings finished up yesterday, so we got lots to talk about there. It is a busy time heading into the weekend. Of course, the college bowl season starts tomorrow. We got 6 bowl games we're going to be talking about, so there's really only one that matters. That would be the one involving, where's my bell? The Marshall Thundering Herd plays tomorrow against Colorado State. That'll be, 4:30 kickoff. And the New Mexico Bowl, that's the only one that matters. We are Marshall. Feel better now. Woo! My man's in the house.
Yes.
There he is. It ain't Elvis. It's Steve Strickler.
It's the next best thing.
That's the next best thing. Food City store manager with us. Again, last time I asked for a bottle of water, you know what I got from Hammett?
Warm water.
Warm water and some buggy back in the back. He said, go get him some of that warm water. So there you go. Not very nice, is he?
Poor Dale.
Yeah. Poor Dale. But when we come here to Blunt, Vegas, we're taken care of. So
this is where stuff happens.
This is where the action happens right here. Steve Strickler. All right. Big Florida State fan, before we get into the 3-day coupon sale, you lose Jimbo Fisher, pick up Willie Taggart. Are you happy? You all right with that?
We're okay. We'll see. We're going to miss Jimbo. It's going to be bad, but I think Willie Taggart's going to be on the offensive side of the ball. I think he's really going to bring that offense. So it's going to be a little more dynamic, hopefully.
No,
I think the defense will always be good. You're in Florida. He's in Florida. There's all kinds of players down there. You just got to coach them.
Why do you think it's going to be bad that Jimbo's gone?
Well, Jimbo could recruit good, and he had a lot of good things about him, but I still think I think it's probably time for him to go. I think he wanted to go too. You don't want to keep somebody around that don't want to be there.
You know what the guy's making every day? You see his contract? Unbelievable.
Yeah. He's making more than the whole town of Bloutville.
Oh. He's making $20,548 a day, every day, for the next 10 years. Every day. Ching. He wakes up and goes, I guess he's married. I don't even know. But
he got divorced.
Got divorced. Well,
his wife left him. Well, she cheated on him with a ex-Florida Gator football player.
Oh, we're getting some.
Yeah, had a nasty divorce.
I get a little gossip here, a little juice, Seminole juice with Steve Strickler. I didn't know that. So, well, whoever he's waking up with, if nobody wakes up, looks in the mirror, and goes, Jimbo, we're making $20,000 today. It's okay.
How is he ever going to survive on
I
that?
don't know. He can buy a lot of stuff at Food City, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he could buy a lot of stuff.
On a 3-day coupon sale. So here we go. Let's jump in here and go. Tim, what's going on in the 3-day coupon sale?
All right, today is our 3-day sale. It's going to be on for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We do call it a coupon sale, although you do not have to have these coupons. We got them here in the store, but the cashiers will gladly scan a coupon up at the register for all these items, so you will get these prices if you just come over here and shop with us. Our big drink item is our RC drinks. That includes A&W root beer and Sunkist also. They are $1.69 for a 6-pack of those. We got Kraft mayonnaise is going to be $1.99. That's a big holiday item. We got our Kraft cheeses. The bag cheeses is $1.99. Along with our singles, Kraft singles are $1.99. Our Bounty paper towels and Charmin tissue paper is going to be $5. Really good price on Bounty and Charmin. Tennessee Pride sausage, the rolls. You know, you're going to have sausage balls for them holidays. So you get your cheese, you get your Tennessee Pride sausage. I think you need some Bisquick.
You do.
That's all you need for some delicious sausage balls.
That's it. Sausage balls to get you some Bisquick.
Tennessee Pride is $1.99. Our Oscar Mayer bacon, you can wrap bacon in anything. It's holiday. It's going to be $3.99, which is a really good deal for the Oscar Mayer brand.
You could eat bacon with banana pudding for the holidays. People wouldn't care with it.
You can have bacon chocolate. I did not know that existed. There is a bacon and chocolate.
You're being serious?
Yes, I've seen it.
Bacon and chocolate.
Pinterest, Tom. You're going to get with the program.
Got to be
Pinterest.
I'm learning how to do. Is it fog or cloud? What is it? Cloud, fog.
It's cloud.
Okay, I'm just learning cloud.
Right. Our Armor meatballs, they're also $1.99. A good price, Put them out on your table with some of your Christmas holiday dinners. Kraft dressing, $1.49 each. Our cream of mushroom, chicken, and soup. The cream of chicken and the cream of mushroom soup both are 59 cents. That goes in a lot of those holiday recipes. Cream cheese, the Food Club cream cheese is going to be 99 cents, under $1 for some cream cheese. Another great item is our Peter Pan peanut butter. This is a 2-pack. It's a 40-ounce jar, but there's a 2-pack, so it's 80 ounces, and it's only $7.99. And that goes in all your peanut butter balls and all their holiday candy-making ideas. So come and get all those coupon items. We also have some other items in our regular ad that's going to be here all week long. It started Wednesday and will end on Tuesday. This 3-day ad is just for the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but these are good all week long. Our Del Monte vegetables are 2 for $1. Food City, the spiral sliced hams, those are a big item for us, $1.59 a pound. That's as cheap as anybody else in this area has. Cantaloupes and pineapples are buy one, get one free, and you can get those cored also. A cored pineapple is delicious. We got some buy one, get one free items. Kay's ice cream, the Food Club butters, Terry's chips, and our cranberry juices are all buy one, get one free.
There you go. At your local Food City, the 3-day sale starts today, goes all the way through midnight, Sunday night, store closing, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Gas right now, $2.24 for regular. If you have your 150 points, you get 15 cents off, $2.09. Where was the other day? And I got it for I was in Boones Creek, got it for it's under 205, either 204 or 203 with my 150 points. So there's other people watching other states, and I've had them text me before and go, "Are you being serious? Because it ain't that cheap where they're living."
It's definitely not.
No.
I was in North Carolina. It's not that. It's near $3 when the last time I was there.
There you go. So here in good old East Tennessee, there's no state income tax, or in the whole state of Tennessee, no state income tax. We got gas, $2.24 regular, and with 150 points, which is easy to do, you get yourself down to $2.099. Now, something else, we're selling tickets for the races, the NASCAR Bristol Motor Speedway right around the corner where we are is BMS, and of course for the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300, the Xfinity Series race in the spring, and then the Food City 500. Jimmy Johnson back in to defend his crown. Then in the fall, the Xfinity race, the Food City 300 on that Friday night. And then you'll come back on that Saturday night and see if Kyle Busch can do it again with the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race. Now, the cool part about that is every ticket that you buy at a Food City, you get 500 value points.
Yep.
Per ticket.
Per ticket.
So if you come in and buy 2 tickets, that's 1,000 points going to your Food City value card, to your value points. Get you several gas visits, will it not?
It'll get you 8
gas visits.
8 gas visits.
So you come in, if you bought 2 tickets today, or a 1 ticket, but you go in and buy 2 tickets for Christmas, stick them in a stocking, say we're going to have them for Christmas, and they'll send you the tickets close to the race. You can get right now, you can get 8 visits at $2.099. As long as you're using a Food City value card, you can.
That'll save you additionally $24.
There you go. It ain't rocket science. Food City, value every day.
Who doesn't want $24?
There you go. I was going to sing that jingle to you, and you cut me off. It's probably for a good reason. You don't want to ever sing. Value every day. The little ladies I run with, the granddaughters, they sing in the back seat. Value every day, and they'll go Food City. So it's pretty cool. So we love Food City. So let me talk about school bucks real quick. We got football coming up here, college football. We'll check out the bowl games. At the bottom of the hour, we're going to be joined by Bill Patrick at the Kingsport Speedway, talking about 2017. Great season wrapping up, and then getting ready for 2018 right around the corner. It's not that far away. Food City's been involved, by the way, with Kingsport Speedway, so got that coming up. Top of the hour, Mike Hedrick, our NASCAR fan reporter, joins us by phone from Northern Virginia. A little bit later on in the show, Dave Angie will join us by phone from the News and Neighbor, talking a plethora of sports. We got some other folks lined up as well, so we're just here hanging out at Food City in Blunt, Vegas. Monday, American Import and Auto Repair. Tuesday, can't remember where I'm going to be. Wednesday, we're going to be at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City giving away 2 tickets to the Peach Bowl to go see Auburn in Central Florida. I'm going to tell you how you can get qualified to do that coming up, and so we'll be there. Next Thursday, we're at Champion Chevrolet, and next Friday, can't remember where I'm going to be, but we're all over the place. And so I just found out January the 22nd on that Monday, we will be live at the Cove in Black Mountain, North Carolina, the Billy Graham Training Center. Woo! Will Graham's going to be on the show, the evangelist. Pretty cool. Billy Graham's granddaddy, or grandson. And so Billy Graham's his granddaddy. Pretty cool stuff. Thanks to Darius Hensley. He did it again. And so we'll talk more about that here in a moment. All right. So school bucks, even though it's Christmas season, it's going on right now. I want to talk about school bucks and also the, if you have a pet, Food City's going with in the middle of a pet hunger drive. Tell me first off about school bucks.
Well, school bucks is something we've been doing for, I want to say 16 years. We've put in, it's up in the millions of dollars that we've give. We've give $700,000 we've pledged already to give this year. All that money is distributed to all the schools amongst all the food cities and all the areas that we're at. It's real simple. You get basis points for all the groceries that you buy. The customer can come in, link their value card with whichever school they would like their points to go towards. You can split that up. If you got kids in one school or the other, you got more than one kid and you have two different schools, you can actually divvy that up 50% each. But a lot of people just, have all their points go to that one school. So you buy groceries, the school accumulates those points. Those points is spread out, and they determine how the money gets divvied up amongst the schools. So every year, each store will get a stack of checks, and we take to all the local schools, depending on how many schools are around you. Our location probably has 6 or 7. I take to all the schools, and I give in my area about $7,000.
Wow.
Depending on the store and where you're at, I'll give a check back. And it's just a check. They don't have to, they can go spend it however they want.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the schools, they have to spend that money for certain things when you take them to, but our check, they love because they can do whatever they want to with it.
Use as needed.
They can use it as needed. They don't have to be appropriated for something.
See, and again, this is going to sound cheesy, and you're going to say, well, you're just saying it because you're sitting beside him. No, I've been doing this it started with the late Ed Moore. I guess this is my 10th or 11th year I've been in Food City. I'm telling you, they do it right. They're first class. When they do it first class all the way. They don't do it. And, is it perfect? No, nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. There's always glitches and hitches, but 99.9% of the time it's first class. Pet Hunger Drive, John Berry Toy Drive, Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. I'm going to leave some stuff, Race Against Hunger. Right now we got the Pet Hunger thing coming up. We just got done with the John Berry Toy Drive. We just did a big push back in the fall with the Disabled American Veterans with the ambassador, the King Richard Petty. So they're always giving back, always doing something for the community. And now it's a Pet Hunger Drive. And the school bucks, which goes from the start of school to generally wraps up, April, May?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sounding cheesy, you can say what you want, but for me, this old country boy, it's a privilege and honor to work with these guys, to work for them, and come out and promote them every week because they're just doing good things. I mean, I would challenge any other organization, not just a grocery store chain, that gives like Food City gives all the time. You guys just, you just donated a building up in Abington, the Barter Theater, to let them use as a warehouse, one of the old buildings. I'm not sure that, they had the big fundraiser. They for the fire victims down in Gatlinburg, we raised money for that.
Oh, we raised a lot of money for that. It was over $1 million what we give to them.
Over $1 million, and then of course we raised money for the hurricane victims in Irma and Harvey earlier in the year. So always giving back to the community. That's why I shop at Food City, because I know these people care about the communities. And Steve Smith always says, I've had him on more than once. He says, Tom, I tell my store managers to get involved in the community and where you're shopping and where you work and where you have your store, and they do. So anyway, school bucks, that's rolling until the end of April. It's very simple. If I'm in Pikeville, Kentucky, if I'm in Metro Chattanooga, if I'm in wherever, if I'm in Bloutville, wherever I'm at, my Food City Value Card works, and it accrues the points no matter. You don't have to. Point is, you don't have to just shop.
You don't have to shop here. It's got your value card linked to that school. So every time that value card is used, the groceries are going towards that school.
There you go. Good stuff.
Real simple.
The Pet Hunger Drive through the end of the end of the month, I believe it is.
Pet Hunger is more simple than that. We have a table set up, and all the food cities will have one set up, and you get the bags. The bag has got some cat food, some dog food, some treats, and you just take that bag to the register and you purchase that bag. That bag we keep here, and we will call, and in some cases we deliver to the area shelters closest to that store. So me, I give to the Sullivan County, and I give to Holly Help. They're both our local animal shelters, and we give to those two. And whatever store that you'd be close to, that's who they would give theirs, and they would come pick those up, and they really need that. The ladies that I spoke with, they need this so it can make them into the summer with feeding their dogs and cats and stuff that they have to take care of. If they didn't have that, they don't know what they'd do to make it through the whole year.
It's now through January the 2nd throughout the entire supermarket chain. Again, it's the Pet Hunger Drive. It says in bold print on the press release that Tammy sent us, 100% of the food donated benefits local animal shelters throughout Food City's market area. So again, for Christmas, pets get hungry. They need a little TLC too, especially the ones in the shelters that don't have a home. So please consider, with every $10 prepackaged bag purchased using the Food City Value Card, you're electronically entered for a chance to win a $500 contribution to the shelter of your choice, which is pretty cool. So again, 133 retail outlets across 4 states: Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, Georgia.
Now Georgia.
The
tip of it, but we got in there.
Got in there in Georgia. So good stuff. All right, before I let you go, I know you're going to come back a little bit later on. Alabama, Clemson. Who do you like there?
I'm really feeling Clemson.
All right. Clemson on one side. The other side of the equation will be Oklahoma and Georgia.
I think it'll be the better of the two games. I'm going to be pulling for Georgia, but I think Oklahoma's too much firepower. Baker Mayfield.
By the way, it came out this morning, the running back that was accused of rape, that thought he was not going to be able to play, Anderson, running back for Oklahoma, has been acquitted. So charges have been dropped. What I read this morning, apparently there was a setup of some sort going on, so charges were dropped. He's been back reinstated in the football team, and so that gives what they thought was going to be a deficit, puts them back into having their best running back there behind Baker Mayfield. So that'll be coming up on New Year's Day. It will be Clemson, Alabama, and then, of course, as we said, Oklahoma and Georgia, and the two winners will play for the national championship. I think they got it right. I think it's going to be a great Final Four.
I do, too. And there'll be two great games.
Oh, yes.
Both of those. That Alabama and Clemson game, it'll come down to the wire.
Be a head knocker. Yeah. Saban versus Sweeney. So, and some say that
Part 3. Part 3.
There you go. Part 3. I like that. See, this guy's good. He's thinking all the time. He's ciphering, and he runs a great store here too. You got how old's the little person? How old's your little person this year?
She's 3.
She's 3 years old.
She's going on 13.
So is this the year you start putting the toys together and get out them with instructions from China and the bag of parts? And all?
That's what you're doing that all Christmas evening, putting batteries and stuff and you gotta have a whole case of tools to put all that stuff together. It's awful.
I would love to have a video of Steve Strickland on Christmas Eve going,
you'd have to censor that. Be a lot of foul and abusive language.
Oh, yeah. I've been there. Ooh, I've been there. So I reached a point early in my parenthood. I just went in and said, hey, with these places selling bikes, I said, I'll pay $25 more. You put it together, I'll pick it up.
Yeah,
I'll pay you to do it.
The best $25 you'll ever spend.
You got that right. It was peace in the valley. There was no tension, and yes, goodness. Anyway, good stuff. And so it's going to be a great Christmas. She's only 3, and this will be the year it really kicks in for her. The lights and everything. And 3 years old is a great year to have a Christmas. So Stephen and his lady going to be good. That's going to be good stuff. You want to come back in a few minutes?
Yes.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. We're live here at Food City in Bloutville. We normally, by the way, I'm sitting here with a jacket on. We normally sit over there in front of the door, and Steve said, we don't want you to get cold. And I said, well, thank you, because it's right. I mean, it's 28 degrees outside. It's supposed to get up in the 40s. Okay, I'll believe that when I see it, because it's kind of cool today here in East Tennessee. But anyway, we're over here in a different location, so normally you'd have a different backdrop, but today we have what are those, rain jackets behind us and the ice machine. And I'm warm, so that's okay. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look. We've got some sports coming up, and we'll do that again as we'll hit our first break and come right back. We're live at Food City in Bloutville. Show number, what I say it was?
654?
Was it? 654. Thank you. 654. I don't even know. Steve knows. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just know I love coming to Food City every Friday. 6:54. We'll take a look at college football. The bowl season starts in earnest tomorrow. We'll tell you all about that next year. Some other college football news on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
The 2018 Cal Calendar in now for a limited time at Chick-fil-A, The Crossings in North Johnson City. A 20th anniversary retrospective titled Steers of Yesteryear, including a card with a wide range of free food offerings across the Chick-fil-A menu. Only $8 plus tax, but hurry, supplies are limited. Each month gives you the chance to collect free Chick-fil-A menu items. The offers vary each month, but hurry, supplies are limited. The 2018 Chick-fil-A Steers of Yesteryear Calendar on sale now at Chick-fil-A at The Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. There's my man Bill Patrick. He's going to join us coming up here in just a few minutes. He's got a lot to talk about Kingsport Speedway. Right now, let's take a zero in on college football. Let's do that right here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And so, again, show number 654. They said it wouldn't work, so you see the backdrop there behind us. So here we go. College football. We've told you earlier in the week that Shea Patterson left Ole Miss and went to the University of Michigan, and he did. So the NCAA handing down Ole Miss's punishment earlier this month, which included a bowl ban for next year, also the one that's self-imposed this year. But that's okay because they lose Patterson, and he said, well, I'm going to move on to play for Harbaugh in Michigan. Well, the head coach was interim. Now the head coach, Matt Luke, goes right back out and nails down Matt Corral. a 6'2", 196-pound pro-style quarterback from Long Beach, California, who flipped his commitment from Florida to Ole Miss. Remember, the first national signing date is coming up this coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And so Matt Corral, I've heard it called Corral, but it's Corral, Matt Corral, 6'2", quarterback from Long Beach, California, said yes to Florida. Says no, not Florida, now I'm going to Ole Miss. He says, Coach Luke, family-oriented guy, I figured I wouldn't miss a beat if I went there from California. It's like home. The offensive run, it may not be what I've had in the past, but talking to people I trust and those I believe in, I know this won't be a bad decision for me. So Matt Corral saying no to Florida and saying yes to the Ole Miss Rebel football team, going to Jackson, Mississippi to play football for the Ole Miss Rebels. West Virginia quarterback Will Grier making himself one of college football's biggest stars for 2018 when he announces he will be back for his senior season with the Mountaineers in Morgantown, which is a big sigh of relief for West Virginia fans. One of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12, ranking in the top 10 nationally in passing touchdowns, yards per attempt, pass efficiency, and yards per game, while Baker Mayfield and Mason Rudolph taking all their talents to the National Football League out of the Big 12. Grier back and likely to be one of the conference's biggest stars heading into the season. Will Grier was named the 2017 Big 12 Newcomer of the Year. So Will Grier, Mountaineer fans are excited. Of course, they open up taking on who? Do you know who they played the first game? The Tennessee Volunteers will play the Mountaineers. I believe it's in Charlotte, the Belk Bowl, to kick off the season for both teams next year. College football, we roll out 5 bowl games tomorrow. Chronologically, here we go at 1 o'clock on ESPN, the New Orleans Bowl. Troy takes on North Texas. 2:30 tomorrow, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers battle Georgia State in the Auto Nation Cure Bowl. Let's see, that's going to be in Orlando, Florida. Also tomorrow, you have the Celebration Bowl at 12 o'clock, North Carolina A&T and Grambling State. There's 6 bowls, actually. So that's your first one at 12 o'clock. North Carolina A&T and Grambling State in Atlanta in the Celebration Bowl. Again, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Troy versus North Texas in the New Orleans Bowl. That's going to be on ESPN. The Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida. 2:30, Western Kentucky, as we said, in Georgia State. The Las Vegas Bowl at 3:30, Boise State and Oregon. That'll be on ESPN. At 4:30, the only one that matters, we are Marshall. Yes. The Thundering Herd takes on Colorado State tomorrow in the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 4:30 kickoff on ESPN. And then the Camellia Bowl at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on ESPN from Montgomery, Alabama, Arkansas State, and the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State. And that will be your weekend of 6 bowl games. You pick back up on Tuesday with the Boca Raton Bowl, Wednesday the Frisco Bowl, Thursday the Gasparilla Bowl. Next Friday is the famous Idaho Potato and the Bahamas Bowl. So it just rolls into Bowl Bonanza. But the first 6 are tomorrow, and the only one that matters for me is the New Mexico Bowl, the Marshall Thundering Herd with Coach Doc Holliday taking on Colorado State. That's what's going on in college football here again on this Friday, December the 15th. My man's in the house, and let's get him up on camera. Bill, pop whose headset's on. Let's do it, my friend. It's time to be ready, and he is, and he's ready to go with us and hang with us. And our buddy Bill Patrick from the Kingsport Speedway. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Tom?
Good. I appreciate you coming. Haven't had you on for a while. Gave you a little reprieve, but man, we've had a great year 2017 at Kingsport Speedway, the concrete jungle. So recap some of the highlights last year, who were some of the division winners, and then we'll do a little preview for 2018.
All right, yeah, we had a great year last year. We had some newcomers that won some of the classes this last year, and then some of the old favorites was back in there and won classes this year. We had Kenny Absher. He's been racing for years and years in Pure 4. He won the Pure 4 track championship. Jason Ketron won at Lonesome Pine, and combined it was William Hale won the combined points for both tracks. So that was a pretty good class. Then we have Pure Street. We had Jay Swecker, I think that's the way he pronounces it, won Pure Street this last year, combined in both tracks. And he's also one of the pit crew members for Chris Van Dyke, but he drives Pure Street also, and he won the track championship there. We had Royce Peters. He won track championship in modified street. Modified 4, we had Kevin Canner. He won that division. And then you had Chris Van Dyke. He won Lonesome Pine. He won Kingsport. He won combined points, and he won the Tennessee State late model champion for the year. So he had an awesome year last year, but there's some people knocking on the door that's going to be coming up this year is going to be wanting that. So it's going to be a little tougher this coming year.
You suddenly become the hunted after you win that championship. Everybody wants to knock off the big guy.
Everybody wants to take you out. It's, they want that place. I think Earnhardt's one that said it. If you finished anywhere besides first, you was last.
Yep.
And,
on Monday, speaking of that, on Monday we're going to have Kyle Busch on the show, and we'll get a chance to hear his comments about him losing in Homestead to Martin Truex Jr. He said, "Man, I'm not going to steal his thunder, but it gut-wrenching is what he said, because he went down there to win, and that's the goal of every one of these drivers, to win a championship, and you get down to on the guy's back bumper for the last 10 laps, can't get around him, and that's your whole season down to 10 laps. Pretty tough to swallow. And so Chris wins it. All these different guys won it over there this year, so they're all going to be the hunted. And so 2018 is going to be a lot of fun. Kingsport Speedway. 2017, if you had to grade it, A, B, C, or D, how would you grade out the year as a whole, Kingsport Speedway? Good racing?
It was an A. It was fantastic racing.
I would agree.
It was one fantastic year. Everybody seemed to get along. You had your little skirmishes, but that's what the fans like to see. We had good crowds, good car count all year long, and in every class. And then it was a fantastic, phenomenal year. So everything worked out great.
I want to thank Bill. I've thanked him many times privately. And by the way, you got to figure out where you guys want to go, you and Mama. Like this week, next week, we got to do that.
All right.
Or at least do it before the end of the year. I want to treat them because we had so many different drivers on this show in 2017. Ones didn't know who they were, and so Bill would say, "Hey, I'm bringing XYZ with me, and I'm bringing this guy with me, I'm bringing Rick Pinnell, I'm bringing whoever he brought, the different guys, and lady, brought a young lady one time too." So I really appreciate that. We are pledged to support him again this year in 2018. You guys are you going to go back to Johnson City Mall and have that open?
Yeah, that'll be in February. We haven't got the date set yet, but yeah, we'll be doing that show again this year. Everybody's looking forward to that. So
I'm thinking we ought to be over there and do the show live that day.
That'd be great. That would be great.
Because of Bill Patrick, when I get the date, hit the bell. I'm going to do that for Bill. I'm going to come over and broadcast it. I'll bring my show there on a Saturday. I would assume the mall won't care. We'll make sure, but I want to do it because of this guy, for what he did for me in 2017, and Karen and all the folks at Kingsport Speedway. So it's a fun place, the concrete jungle, and again, crowds are great. What's really cool is it's just like the big tracks. You have a definite fan base. You've got, this guy has a great fan base, and they boo him, and then when these fans have their guy come out on the track, these guys and ladies boo them. So it's all part of it, but it's you have a definite allegiance to the local drivers, don't you?
These fans get into
Sure.
it. I mean, big time. It's it used to, when I first started, you couldn't hardly ever hear anybody cheering or whatever, but now you can hear the crowd cheering over those loud race cars. So they're getting into it. You get a few signs of different varieties going to the racetrack. So, but yeah, if you've never been, it's awesome. Great way to spend Friday night. We just did the parade at Kingsport, Christmas parade, and the Little Racers Club. I had Beth on last year, and they handed out a lot of tote bags from Kingsport Speedway with some goodies in it to the kids that were standing on the sidelines. So, trying to, whatever we can, promote the track. That's what we're doing this year.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game, and so we're very excited about being a part of that in 2018. It'll be here before you know it. When is opening weekend? Have they set the schedule yet?
Well, the first 3 races is going to be in March. On Saturday, during the day races, we figure it's going to be too cold to run at night, so we're going to fix it so that fans can come and sit in the sunshine and watch the races. So the first 3 races will be Saturday races in March. We'll be doing some practice sessions. It's always free to the public to come watch them practice. We'll be setting the dates for that, but I think Karen said we was going to try to have probably 3 weeks of practice before we actually turn the cars loose. If you'll remember correctly, a couple of years ago, I was walking around on the infield down there, and I handed you the phone from a couple of guys. One of them, Justin Fontaine. You talked to him on the phone. Well, this year he has got a full-time ride with NASCAR Truck Series, so he'll be running full-time this coming year in NASCAR, big
Awesome.
time. And then I handed you the phone to Chad Fincham.
Yep.
He be a full-time ride in the Xfinity this year. And so, yeah, you come to see these guys, and you never know where you might see them next. Got a new guy coming this year. Well, we've got 2 young guys coming this year. First of all, Dylan Hodge. He was not old enough to drive at Kingsport. He was only like 12 or 13 years old. He'll be 14 this year, so he's old enough to drive Kingsport. So he's gone from Legends, and he will be in a late model next year. So he'll be one that a lot of people will be watching. And then we have another young guy coming out of Knoxville, Trey Bain.
Trey Bain. Let me think. That's the name of NASCAR, is it not?
Oh, yes. Little brother to Trevor Bain.
Wow.
Will be running at Kingsport this year in late model. He's going to be driving a Wade Day car. So he's going to have a fast car.
Trey Bain
And
Dylan Hodge.
Dylan is 14 this year, so he's old enough to drive at Kingsport. I think Max Medicine Mart may sponsor him and some other people, so we'll try to get him on the show next year. Then I talked to one guy the other day that said he's going to run some races this year. He run the Super Stock Car Series at Lonesome Pine last year, and that made his 49th year of racing. So this year he's going to run some races at Kingsport because this will be his 50-year anniversary. Better known as Brad Teague. He's going to run some this year. Nasty Jones, there's a lot of people used to really pull for him. He'll be back this year full force in Pure Street. So it's going one of the tracks that a lot of the other places have been going to is Motor Mile up in Radford, Virginia. They've closed the track, and they're going to make a baseball stadium. So we may get some of their drivers, we're hoping. Lee Pulliam, the national late model champion for the last 2 or 3 years, that's the track he was at. We'd like to see him at Kingsport. So we're looking forward to a big year.
Oh, sounds like a lot of fun. It will be, first weekends in March? It's not that far away.
I'm not sure the first week or the second weekend in March, but it'll be 3 races in March on Saturday. If everybody shows up, it's been contacting me over the winter that's setting up these Pure 4s. I should have well over 30 Pure 4s this year coming. We got some stuff coming that track champion at Rogersville drag strip and Bristol drag strip bracket racer. He's going to try his hand at a round track, and I'm trying to help him get in a car. And Johnny Ray, it's Jeremy Ray's dad. Jeremy won the Super Chevy Sunday this year, and Johnny sets the car up for him. And he's going to be trying some round track this year. So it's going to be something different. It's going to be different.
Exciting.
Yeah, very.
Exciting and different. So we'll have more to say about it again coming up. And again, I want to say thanks to Karen. And, of course, can't thank this gentleman enough again. I want to sing his praises one more time. Bill Patrick, he brought all these drivers to me. And, of course, we're going to do the same thing this year just about every week. There's a few weeks he didn't come, but just about every week he brought somebody, because when there was racing in Kingsport, the concrete jungle, we want to promote it. And so March is it'll be here before you know it. Obviously, it's not that far away.
Right. We're adding a new class this year too. We're doing right now. You think you ain't doing much when off season, but there's always something going on. We had drivers meetings 2 weeks ago. We had 2 drivers meetings, and then we had the Christmas parade that evening. So that was a full day. And then tomorrow we're having 3 drivers meeting. We've got the Pure Streets, the Mod 4. Pure Streets, Mod 4s, and the new class. I talked to a guy right before I come over here. He's setting him a car up. I had him on the show last year, Danny Castile. He's moving from late model to this vintage class. So we're going to run them once a month to the old cars. He's went and bought him an old car that was in the movie Stroker Ace and 2 or 3 other things, and he's going to be running that car in the vintage class. So we got some stuff coming. Trying to think what the name of that outfit, the Car Tours. It's a big outfit that all over the East Coast. They're going to be here this year at Kingsport. So we got some stuff coming. It's going to be exciting.
Short track racing, that is the backbone of NASCAR. I don't care what they say. That's where it all got started here in the South. And, of course, it's kind of ripple effect to other parts of the country, but it started here in the South. The best short track in NASCAR, right around the corner where we are, Bristol Motor Speedway. And, of course, we feel like the best short track, local short track track in the country is the Concrete Jungle, Kingsport Speedway, because it's provide a lot of thrills and spills for a lot of folks. And as you heard him say, Justin Fontaine moving on up to the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and Chad Fincham, we've had him on the show again. I've had them both on the show. Fincham again from Knoxville moving into the Xfinity Series full time, and they can't say they got their start at Kingsport, but that was part of the process.
That's their home track.
Way. Yeah, that's their home track. So what do you want to leave us with today, my friend?
Well, you just keep your eyes open at www.newkingsportspeedway.com. You go on there at any time. Just keep and look us up on Facebook or whatever. But we'll be giving you the dates as they become available. It's going to be awesome. We don't know what the price is going to be. I'm sure it's not going to be that much different than it was last year. The tier parking will still be there. That's fantastic. And I actually spoke to Leif Cook the other day. I've been trying to catch him for 2 years, and he's interested. So we may try to get some of these local high school bands to do the national anthem this year. And you will see us standing during the national anthem.
We stand to the national anthem. There you go. I like that. Hit that bell. Well, don't know where I'll be next week. You're welcome to come back next week. If not, even if you do or you don't, Merry Christmas to you and your family. You've been a great friend of the show.
I'm on vacation next week, so I can come about any day, anywhere. So next week, I'm going to West Virginia tomorrow evening, come back Sunday. So
what part?
Princeton.
Bloutville, Princeton.
And my wife's from there. She's from a little town called Davie, West Virginia. We're going to go up and visit her sister tomorrow and help her out a little bit. And take a
going back home. That's
weekend.
where I'm from, West Virginia. Hello, West Virginia.
Well, I'm home right now. I'm in Blountville, so that's.
You what?
I'm in Blountville. I'm home
You're
right
home
now.
Yeah.
So, I went to Blountville Junior High and Sullivan Central. So
there you go.
Had a few days ago though.
But we're from West Virginia, so hello to the folks up in West Virginia. A lot of them watch the show, and we appreciate that very much. So his wife is a hillbilly from West Virginia. That's good. So a Tennessee boy married a West Virginia girl.
Yeah.
There you go.
And a new lady just took over general manager at Marriott, and she's from West Virginia. So she's from Huntington.
Really?
Yeah.
From Meadowview?
Yeah, she just took over this week. General manager.
She's a West Virginia girl.
Yeah.
Huntington. She probably went to Marshall, be my guess.
I'm not sure where she went.
I'm
sure we'll find out.
I guarantee I'll
I'm
find
sure
out.
I'll meet her.
Hey, I appreciate you very much. Thank you, my friend.
All right.
Yeah. Coming up in just a few minutes, we've got the local NASCAR reporter and Bill Patrick. We got the NASCAR fans reporter Mike Hedrick joins us coming up here in just a few minutes. Quick break. We'll come right back. We'll run back through last night's NBA, National Hockey League, and college basketball. Big weekend coming up in college hoops, including Sunday, sellout crowd, Thompson Bowling Arena. the defending national champions are coming to town. The North Carolina Tar Heels come to Knoxville to battle the upstart and much improved Tennessee Volunteers under Rick Barnes. We'll talk about that. And the NBA and the National Hockey League next year. Show number 654, live again at Food City in Bloutville on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Hey, we're back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks again so much to a great guy. I tell you what, I cannot thank Bill Patrick enough for what he did for this show for the last 6 months. I mean, it was awesome, and I do appreciate him very, very much being with us and allowing us to broadcast and promote the Kingsport Speedway, the concrete jungle. We got big plans to do some more and even more, more in-depth, if you will, coming up 2018. So very excited about that. Let's take a look at college basketball, NBA and the National Hockey League. Then we'll take a break and go to the top of the hour and check in with our buddy, the one, the only, of course, Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. We're live here at Food City. The 3-day coupon sale has started. It's up and running, and here's some of the specials Steve Strickler was telling us about. Let me tell you about these Honey Crisp apples. You talking about something good. You slice these bad boys and put some of that Jif peanut butter on it. Woo-hoo! That's good. Honey Crisp apples, limit 2, $3.99 a bag at your local Food City today, tomorrow, and Sunday. This is not a one-day sale. It's a 3-day sale, so you should have no excuse not to get here. Closing midnight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oscar Mayer bacon, $3.99, limit 4. Kraft Cool Whip, 99 cents for an 8-ounce tub, limit 4. Food Club baking chips, getting ready to do some baking for the holidays, for Christmas, or what are we? Today is the 15th. You got 9 days to shop. The pressure's on. 9 days to get it done. And so if you want to do some baking, Food Club baking chips, 10 to 12 ounce package for 99 cents, limit 4. Also going on for 3 days, Tennessee Pride sausage, 16 ounce package, $1.99, limit 4. Campbell's cream of chicken soup, limit 6 or 59 cents a can. A&W Root Beer, going to load up on these today. A&W Root Beer, 6-pack half-liter bottles. A&W Root Beer, Diet A&W, Sun-Kissed. What is that? I'm looking over there. Sun-Kissed, A&W Diet, A&W Regular, $1.69. 6-pack half-liter bottles, limit 6 all weekend long. King's Hawaiian Rolls. Oh, heat those puppies up and slice one of those, put some butter and some apple butter, let it kind of ooze down the side. 12-pack King's Hawaiian Rolls, $2.99, limit 4 at all food cities through Sunday. Progresso Soup. Oh, boy. I love the blue labeled Progresso Soup. 18-ounce can, 99 cents, limit 6. Wow. $1 a can. That's a great deal. The regular $1.80. So you're going to save 80 cents a can times 6 cans. What is that? $4.80 you're saving. If you have a dishwasher, Cascade Action Packs. These are 20-count packages, $3 limit 2 at your local Food City. Let's see, a couple of more specials up here. Kraft American Single Cheese, 16 slices, 12-ounce package, $1.99 limit 2. And one more, Pringles Super Stacks. Love me some Pringles. They come at 99 cents a tube or a can, limit 4 at your local Food City through Sunday, all right? College basketball. In response to a lawsuit filed by Rick Pitino against the Louisville Athletic Department seeking more than $35 million in damages, the school has filed a countersuit against the ex-coach, claiming he was an active wrongdoer in the scandal that eventually led to his ousting at Louisville. It's not ending well for Rick Pitino and the Cardinals. Suit claims Pitino was in charge of the program when it committed multiple NCAA violations and eventually forced the university to vacate wins and its 2013 national championship. Louisville's also seeking any bonuses or other compensation wrongly paid to Rick Pitino for those tournament appearances. The lawsuit's allegations stem from the Katina Powell escort scandal that dominated the sports headlines back in 2015. Continues to hover over Rick Pitino. Also makes mention of the recent FBI investigation in which Pitino was accused to be involved in funneling money to the family of a 5-star basketball recruit. So Pitino sues him for $35 million, and Louisville is going to countersue Rick Pitino, so stay tuned. College basketball last night, top 25, Baylor, the Bears, 21st ranked, defeat Texas 99-68, beat them by 31 last night. Texas Southern beat them by 31. Tomorrow, a full slate of basketball, but there's about 7 big ones tomorrow we're going to tell you about. 17th ranked Purdue, 10-2 will be at Butler, 8-2 tomorrow. Virginia Tech, the Hokies at 9-1 in Rupp Arena to take on Kentucky, who's 8-1. The Wildcats 8th in the country. 2:00 tip-off tomorrow. Hokies at Kentucky. East Tennessee State, the Buccaneers at 6-3 in Cincinnati tomorrow afternoon to take on 10th ranked Xavier, 9-1 the Musketeers. Also tomorrow, college basketball, 19th ranked Florida State, the Seminoles, undefeated at 9-0, hosting Oklahoma State at 7-2. Other college basketball games tomorrow, there'll be big ones. 25th ranked Cincinnati 8-2 at UCLA 7-2. Third ranked Wichita State, the Shockers at 8-1, put that on the line at home against Oklahoma, who is 7-1. Clemson 8-1. The Tigers a 4:30 tip-off at number 22 Florida tomorrow. And so Clemson 8-1, the Gators at 6-3 in men's basketball. And then on Sunday, as we told you, 7th-ranked North Carolina, the defending national champion Tar Heels under Coach Roy Williams, at 9-1 in Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville. Sellout crowd, 3:00 tip-off on Sunday on the TV on ESPN. And they're going to be taking on the 20th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers, who are 7-1. Huge ball game, and so a lot riding on those games. And so we'll tell you how all those end up on Monday's show. Will be at American Import and Auto Repair. Last night of the National Hockey League, the Nashville Predators skate to a 4-0 win on the road at Edmonton. They're now 20-7. Other winners last night on the ice: Washington skates past Boston 5-3. Philadelphia 2-1 winners over Buffalo. Columbus a 6-4 winner on the ice in Columbus against the New York Islanders. Montreal skates past New Jersey 2-1. Anaheim in St. Louis beat the Blues 3-1 are the Ducks. Minnesota 2-0 shutout over the Toronto Maple Leafs. Chicago big upset. The Blackhawks now at 16-11. Skate past Winnipeg, who's 5-1. Winnipeg now 18-9. It's a big win for the Blackhawks in Winnipeg. San Jose 3-2 winner at Calgary. Colorado at home, a 2-1 win over Florida. Tampa Bay runs their record to 23-6 on the road. They skate past Arizona 4-1. As we said, Nashville at Edmonton last night. It was the Predators on a 4-0 shutout of the Oilers. And now 13-17 they are on their record. And the Preds improved to 20-7 tonight on the ice of the National Hockey League. L.A. a good one. The Kings at 20-9 in New York against the Rangers. 16-12 in the Big Apple. Carolina skates at Buffalo. Dallas will be at New Jersey. The Stars at 18-13 for Dallas. New Jersey at 17-9. They'll skate in New Jersey. Toronto, the Maple Leafs in Detroit, and San Jose will be on the road in Vancouver against the. Oh, Gary, how you doing, buddy? And San Jose skates in Vancouver against the Canucks tonight in the National Hockey League. And the Predators win last night 4-0 on the ice against Edmonton. NBA last night, your winners. Detroit 105-91, 14-point win over Atlanta in Atlanta. New York Knicks go 2 over 500 with a 7-point win over Brooklyn. The Cavaliers make it 16 out of the last 17. LeBron James, a triple-double. He now has passed Larry Bird on the all-time list of triple-doubles in the NBA. He is now 6th on the all-time triple-double list, passing the great Larry Bird. Cleveland now 21-8, a 9-point win over the Lakers in Cleveland. Minnesota with a 119-96, a 23-point win over Sacramento last night in Minnesota, and that was the NBA from last night. Tonight, key matchup, my boys, the San Antonio Spurs at 19-9 will be in Houston to battle the Rockets at 22-4. Other games tonight in the NBA, Clippers at Washington, Philadelphia hosting Oklahoma City, Detroit plays at Indiana, Miami and Charlotte to battle the Hornets, Portland in Orlando to take on the Magic, the Celtics at home against Utah, Brooklyn at Toronto, Chicago, I almost said the Blackhawks. The Bulls will be in Milwaukee, Memphis hosting Atlanta, New Orleans at Denver, and again the marquee matchup tonight, San Antonio in Houston to battle the Rockets, the Spurs at 19-9, and the Rockets at 22-4, and that's the college basketball, NBA, and the National Hockey League, NBA, and college basketball recap for you here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break. We go to the top of the hour. Are we there? We're past the top of the hour, and we'll go to the phone and check in with our buddy Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, joining us from Northern Virginia. And we'll do that right after this timeout. We're live again at Food City in Bloutville on show number 654 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again. We are here live, as we said. We're at Food City in Bloutville already. Again on this. Well, I was trying to find my man. Is he on here? He should be, and he is not. Dadgummit. All right, so let's go back up here, hit that button, and say he's with us live. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I think we're supposed to get up here in Northern Virginia just a couple of snow sprinkles today. But, hey, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Everywhere you go. There you go. Hey, let's see if it's Christmas for Kurt Busch. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. Is he or is he not finally signed with Stewart-Haas Racing? What's the very latest?
Hey, we're hearing that Kurt Busch has signed a one-year deal with Stewart-Haas Racing to continue to drive that number 41. He wanted to be in that car. It has the opportunity to be a championship driving team and everything. But I think he's kind of seeing the writing on the wall that there's might not be this kind of high-level opportunities in the future, because just like Carl Edwards, I'm finding out that Kurt Busch has signed agents of ICM Partners, and they're going to help him look at media opportunities. And he also signed a contract with Live Wire Entertainment to be his manager. So he may be looking at opportunities outside the car. But he's in a good car next year. He's going to be in that Stewart-Haas again in the number 41. A little bit different is we're used to seeing Tony Gibson, his longtime crew chief, up on the top of the box. But he kind of wants to get off of the road. So what they're going to do is Kurt Busch is actually going to get Billy Scott for his crew chief. Now, Billy Scott comes over from the number 10 where Danica Patrick was at. So that leaves a hole for Eric Almirola and the number 10. And he's going to get Johnny Klausmeyer. Now, he's a name around the garage. He's been a race engineer for them, but he actually was on top of the box when Tony Gibson was out for Kurt Busch and got a win there at Pocono for Kurt Busch. So Johnny Klausmeyer is going to be your crew chief for Eric Almirola. Kurt Busch re-signs with Stewart-Haas. He's got Billy Scott for his crew chief.
We're talking to our buddy Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. I want to say hello to Becky Hickenbottom. Hello, Becky. Thanks for being watching the show. And James Horn and Karen Hubbs and Ashley Livesey and David Martin and Sheila Stamper and Jeff Sadler up in West Virginia. A lot of folks watching all over the place. We thank you for that. Cannot thank you enough. We try and give you enough sports to take care of folks up in West Virginia and wherever it is, national, regional, local sports. And, of course, NASCAR, there's none better than Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. Front Row Motorsports announcing their lineup. Love Michael McDowell, great Christian, great interview. We're going to be trying. In fact, I'm going to see if I can't just kind of ride his coattails all season, see if I can get him to be a regular contributor here, because he is a born-again Christian. He's all about that. So tell us, he and another guy are making up the 2018 Front Row Motorsports team. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I think me and you both are on the Michael McDowell fan club, and he is a super great guy. I met him a bunch of times there at Bristol Motor Speedway, and like you said, he's a very firm Christian, stands up for it, and also has K-Love, which is the Christian radio station that's his sponsor. So with Strong Alliance, Technical Alliance, now with Roush Fenway, Front Row Motorsports is really going to hope to do a little bit better here this season. They're usually about a 30th place team. David Reagan finished 30th last season. Landon Castle finished 31st. Well, Michael McDowell, he came in 26th, so he's a little bit better driver. I think that with the alliance with Roush Fenway, going to try to get that organization going just a little bit better. Two great drivers. If you ever have to do interviews, if anybody's out there, David Reagan, you ask him a question and he'll talk forever. He'll just give you every little detail that you can imagine. And again, Michael McDowell, one of the super nicest guys in the garage. If you're a race fan, you might not know him just from his name, but if you remember way back a long time ago in qualifying at Texas Motor Speedway, he was in what everybody always remembers, and they always show it as like one of the most violent NASCAR crashes, and he got up, thank you Lord, and walked right away from that. So great to see those two drivers with Front Row Motorsports next year.
We're talking to Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. We got a story coming up about die-cast cars here in a second, but let's talk about the Clash. I've got the lineup for the Clash for 2018 coming up on Sunday, February the 11th, which is obviously not that far away. Run them down for me. Let's see which one of these folks are actually going to be in this race. Junior is there. He's qualified to do it. Let's see if he does. But run us down. Who are the eligible drivers for the Clash for 2018? Okay,
well, like you said, again, that Advanced Auto Parts Clash at Daytona is February 11th, and if everybody wants to know, that's my birthday. So if anybody wants to give me a nice birthday present, I'd love to run down to Daytona. Hey, you have a couple of ways that you can actually get into the Clash. One is if you were a pole winner last year, or if you're a former Daytona 500 pole winner, or if you were even in the playoffs. So here's how it breaks down. If you were a pole winner last year, you're in the race. Now, that's going to include your Ryan Blaney, your Kurt Busch, your Kyle Busch, your Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Martin Truex Jr. It also includes Dale Jr. and Matt Kenseth. Now, we think we're going to see Dale maybe in it, but we're not really sure. And Matt Kenseth, we haven't heard anything from him. Now, we have a couple of people who are former Daytona 500 pole winners, and they qualify. And that's going to be your Austin Dillon, your Jimmy Johnson, and, ironically, Danica Patrick, who doesn't look like she's going to have a ride. And we've got three more guys that are going to be in the race, and that's because they were in the 27 playoffs, and that's going to include your Casey Kane, your Jamie McMurray, and your Ryan Newman. So that sets the field for that race, and that's I think that's a week before the Daytona 500, which is only 64 days to the Daytona 500.
That's incredible. Again, we're talking to our buddy Mike Hedrick. So Junior's in. Now, does NASCAR's rules stay? I mean, if they wanted to, could they call Mike Hedrick or Tom Taylor? Could somebody go in there and run for Junior or Kenseth or Danica Patrick, or is it them or nobody?
Well, I haven't got the call yet, and I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to find, and I'm not sure. I'm going to have to find out about that, whether their car qualifies or whether it has to be that one person. But, yeah, that's a good question, because I think Dale might want to ride around the thing. I don't think Matt Kenseth is going to want to do it unless it really means a top-tier car for the whole season. But I'll have to look into that one, Tom. You got me with one I didn't know.
And one of the guys we've been talking about that kind of has gone away, and I just wonder where he's at. Have you heard any rumblings about Carl Edwards, about anything? I know he's still staying away from the sport, but has there been any rumblings he's going to get involved in any way, shape, or form going forward in 2018?
Last homework I did, when we were on the show Monday, I looked up the silly season, and I looked back to try to find the latest thing that I could find, any comment from him. The latest comment he had was October of this year, so just a couple of months ago, and at that time, he still had no plans of driving in the Cup Series or at NASCAR at all, but he also hasn't revealed what else he's doing. I mean, to me, I think that's still one of the big NASCAR mysteries. I mean, we saw he walked away, but what's he going to do? Is he going to go into broadcasting somewhere? We've heard rumors he may run for political office. But I don't know. All I know is he's not going to be driving in 2018 that we know of.
There you go. Also, we reported, of course, Mike's with us on Mondays and Fridays, reported on Tuesdays, worth repeating again, John Hunter Nemechek announcing he's going to be driving the 42 Chevrolet in the Xfinity Series for Chip Ganassi Racing. That'll be starting up again this year, obviously. He's driven the number 8 Chevrolet for his family-owned Nemco Motorsports, which intends to continue fielding a team in the Camping World Truck Series. He's been driving that since he was 16, so the number 42 team, which has hosted several drivers over the years, has reached victory lane 10 times since 2006 with Kyle Larson, Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick as his most recent victors. So big shot in the arm for John Hunter Nemechek. He's going to be driving for Chip Ganassi Racing again on a part-time basis for the number 42 Chevrolet for this coming season, coming up 2018. So obviously, Mike, a big shot in the arm for this kid's career for John Hunter Nemechek.
And it is, and it's a good opportunity for him. He's shown that he's a very aggressive driver. We know he comes from a long racing family. But I also think what you're seeing here with Chip Ganassi putting one driver in there, we know that the car is successful, so we know that it could be fast. But I think they're going to start trying to use the Xfinity Series like a lot of the other teams are to groom, who's going to be coming up next, who's going to be filling seats. Now, we know that Kyle Larson is young, and he's in that number 42 car, but we have Jamie McMurray that's over in the number 1 car. Now, he's actually recently talked that he's only planning on, if you get to go wait your own planning, he's only planning on driving for another 4 or 5 years if he had his own way. So you may be seeing that Chip Ganassi is kind of just hedging his bets and grooming him as his own driver to move up into the Cup Series, like all the other teams are doing.
We're talking to Mike Hedrick live in Northern Virginia here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 654. What'd you say, 64 days to the Daytona 500, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, it's hard to believe. It'll be here before you know it. Mike, let's talk about die-cast cars. Talking about Christmas, and we got 9 days to get it done. So if you got a NASCAR fan that likes die-cast cars, the one that, good luck trying to find one, the number one die-cast car this past year was Dale Jr.'s final Exalta last ride car from Homestead to Miami Speedway. It was consisted of a design Earnhardt drove early in his career. It is now the best-selling die-cast in the company Lionel. We're talking about Lionel Racing. It's the number one die-cast selling car of all time. And so this past year, out of the top 10, how many did you say Junior had? How many of those out of the top 10?
He had 6 of the top 10 were Dale Earnhardt Jr. diecast. That was incredible. Only a couple other drivers. We saw Kyle Busch had one of his cars. We saw Ryan Blaney, the iconic 21 Wood Brothers car, and we saw a Napa version and another version for Chase Elliott. But other than that, the six of the top 10 were all Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Well, and the number 7 bestseller, the Kyle Busch, this is what I like. It's the M&M's Caramel Bristol Wind Toyota Camry when he swept the entire weekend of racing. And so Kyle Busch's M&M's Caramel, which is the new candy they've come out with at M&M's, the Bristol Wind Toyota Camry cracked the top 10 as far as sales, but everything else, as you said, with the exception of Ryan Blaney and 2 Chase Elliott's, the Napa Chevrolet SS and the Hooters Chevrolet SS from Chase Elliott. Everything else, and also let's give props to Ryan Blaney, the Motorcraft Pocono Wind Ford Fusion, and Kyle Busch, and everything else, Dale Jr. So if you're looking for, and I will say this, if you're looking for die-cast cars, the Speedway World Gift Shop at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Bruton Smith Building, they have all kinds of die-cast cars of all your favorite drivers, and some of those are on sale. So I don't know anybody else that has more die-cast cars, NASCAR die-cast cars we're speaking of, than Speedway World Gift Shop there inside the Bruton Smith Building there on the ground floor. So there's just a thought starter for Christmas. Mike Hedrick's been a great report, my friend. Anything else? Oh, we got to talk about something that's going to have a ripple effect, obviously, in racing, particularly short track racing. The Ward family. Tell us what's happened with that judge and the decision he made with regards to Tony Stewart.
Yeah, this is a big story, and not many people have really started to talk about it just yet. A U.S. District Court has ruled in the favor of the family of Kevin Ward Jr. that they can pursue claims against Tony Stewart. Now, this is all about their young son, Kevin Ward Jr., his death while racing in an event where he was struck and killed by Tony Stewart. Now, we're not going to get into the case because, that's for the law.
Yep.
But Stewart was actually found not guilty or wasn't charged with any criminal courts. Now, this Judge David Hurd, he ruled that the Empire Super Sprint race, which is what the kind of race that they were at, would be considered a recreational event. Now, based because it's a recreational event under New York law, that means the waivers that everybody signed, the releasing liability, were not enforceable. So what they basically said, that if you signed a waiver basically there, it's no good, and now everybody is up for litigation. If you're the tracks, that waiver that you got signed is no longer there to protect you. It's not going to be there to protect the promoters, the drivers, and the teams, or anybody. I contacted here in Virginia Dominion Raceway, and I also contacted Southern National Motorsports Park in North Carolina, and I couldn't get either one of those tracks to give me a comment on what this may be, or whether their Virginia or North Carolina laws protect them. But I think this sets a scary precedent. Now, they set a trial date for May 7th in U.S. District Court up there in Utica, New York, where the Ward family is going to be able to take Tony Stewart to court. But I think I just think that we've opened up a Pandora's box here with this litigation thing, and I'm not sure how this is going to play out, what it's going to mean for local racing. I would hate for this to have a dampening effect on young local racers who now tracks are afraid that their waivers aren't going to be any good, and maybe they don't hold as many events or hold events at all. So I'm not sure how this is going to play out, but I think we've opened up a Pandora's box on this, Tom.
I think you're exactly right. And, of course, we just had a great report earlier in the show from Bill Patrick and a great 2017 at Kingsport Speedway. And, of course, 2 of their drivers moving up. Justin Fontaine gets a ride with the Camping World Truck Series, and Chad Fincham out of Knoxville gets a ride in the Xfinity Series. So it really is a grooming, if you will, breeding ground, for lack of a better term, for the upcoming drivers. They move up into the big, the trucks, the Xfinity, and ultimately the Cup Series. So, yeah, this is huge, and we'll see, again, how it all kind of pans out. But, yeah, big judgment ruling by the judge in New York with regards to Tony Stewart and all that sad situation there. So great reporting as always. What do you want to leave us with, my friend, on this Friday, December the 15th?
Well, I guess you've left me with a little bit of homework so I can be ready on Monday. I'm going to find out the rule and find out if me and you can go ahead and take Dale Jr. or Matt Kenseth or Danica Patrick's spot next year in the Clash. And I'm going to make a prediction that if Dale Jr. drives in the Clash, that diecast will be the number one diecast of 2018.
Oh, I guarantee it. And if you can, find out, because if they can fit me in, I'll sit in Danica's seat and drive her car. You can drive Junior's.
Hey, and I'll take Matt Kenseth, and it's me and you from the back to the front.
Yeah.
Shake and bake.
Yeah. It's Bristol, baby, and Daytona. Screen taters, my friend.
Screen taters. God bless everybody real good.
Great job, as always. We'll talk to him Monday. Mike Hendry, again, the NASCAR fans reporter. Appreciate him very much joining us live in Northern Virginia. Hey, we got a guy right here ready to go. He's back. Let's get him on camera because he's ready to go. We got a great sale going, a 3-day sale. And as I said while you were gone, Steve, there's no excuse. Folks can't come by here because you got 3 days now till midnight, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, to get in here and shop at all Food Cities, over 130 stores across 4 states. And we've got the deals, my friend. Do we not?
They need to come down here and buy some of these groceries off of us.
There you go.
We got stores full of this product.
Yeah.
They need to come on down.
We need to come on down, and it's so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 registers rocking here already. So I would think once school gets out and people get off work tonight and tomorrow, I'd say tomorrow you're going to be hammered, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. Saturday.
Love
Ready
it.
to go shopping.
There you go. Love it. All right, so here we go. Tell me some of the specials.
All right, now these prices are, we call it a 3-day coupon sale. You don't necessarily have to have these coupons out of these registers, off these paper or registers. We got a cashier's will scan a coupon, and you'll get all these prices, and they're all good for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And all these items are typically the items you're gonna need for all your holiday needs, really, your holiday dinners, your holiday parties, church parties, office parties, and all these things you're going to be making this food for. Now's the time to just come in here and get them while they're cheap. We got our RC drinks. That's RC, Sun-Kissed, 7-Up, root beer, Gator, ginger ale.
What's the bottom one, the green one? Is it Sun Drop?
If we got a Sun Drop.
I kept looking at them on my glasses,
Yeah.
so you got...
All those items, $1.69.
So you got 7-Up up on top, then A&W, then Sun-Kissed, both diet and regular, and the bottom is...
Canada Dry.
Canada Dry. Okay. In fact, as we said that, a guy goes over and loads up on them. So there you go. we're shopping till you're stopping right here at Food City. Go ahead.
Our meat items, we got our Oscar Mayer bacon. It's going to be $3.99. It's a really good deal for your Oscar Mayer bacon. Tennessee Pride sausage. You're going to be making sausage balls. They're going to be on every table. They're on every table that I see. You got to have a sausage ball. Get that Tennessee Pride. It's $1.99.
Now, you've said this twice. Do you like sausage balls?
They're delicious.
That's what I thought.
My wife can make some mean sausage balls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mrs. Strickler can grub it up, huh?
Oh, it's delicious.
Ooh, there you go. All right.
To make your sausage balls, you got to have your cheese.
Right.
Well, lo and behold, we have your Kraft shredded cheeses on sale too. They're $1.99 a bag. You get the mild, the sharp cheddar. Any of those go great in sausage balls. I can attest to that. You just got to have your Bisquick. It's not in that, but you can go down our bacon aisle and we'll get you some Bisquick. You just need 3 things.
All I need to get for Strickler is go get him some
sausage balls.
Or tell his wife on the QT, make him some sausage balls, and he'll be a happy camper. That's all we got to do. He's talked about them. That's good. Now, have you ever helped in the kitchen make them?
Yes.
Her?
It's so simple I can do it. That's how easy it is to make sausage balls. You take all the ingredients, you mash it up, you make balls, you put them on your baking sheet, throw them in the oven.
Just that easy. Just make them, throw them together, make a ball out of them. You make like one big bar, little tiny little sausage balls.
Well, you're supposed to make bite-sized balls.
Okay. Well,
but I got a big mouth, so that works out great. So you got your sausage balls there on the table. You can also get our Armor meatballs. They're $1.99. You got to get all your meats in. Everybody's tired of turkey. Thanksgiving's over, so you want to get into meat. Mm-hmm. You want to get your hams, which we'll have on the other page that I'm going to talk about. Cool Whip's 99 cents. Cool Whip goes in all kinds of desserts. Allen's green beans, they're $1.49. Our Pringles stack cans of Pringles, 99 cents. Our Kern's pies, and there's several different varieties of pies, they're going to be $2.99. Our Food Club brand of our chocolate chips, peanut butter chocolate chips, the white chocolate chips, all those, for making your candies, cookies, and all those things, they're going to be 99 cents. Our General Mills cereals also, kids are out of school, so they're going to be eating a lot of cereal at home.
Mm-hmm.
Get all your Honey Nut Cheerios, regular Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Lucky Charms are all going to be $1.69 a box. And that's really cheap for a box of cereal. If you get over into our deli, we got our King's Hawaiian rolls. They're for $2.99. That's a good price on some rolls, and they go good. If you go over in our meat department and get our Food City spiral slice hams for $1.59, heat that up, and you put it on your King's Hawaiian rolls.
And then you get some sausage balls.
And meatballs on the table.
Whoa.
I mean, you've got a pretty snazzy layout there. All your friends will be at your house ready to eat.
We'll write that down. A snazzy layout.
I
got to use that again. That's good. All right.
That's a useful spread.
That's a Striglerism right there. A snazzy layout. Yeah. That is Striglerism. Striglerism. All right, go ahead. Bounty
paper towels, Charmin tissue paper, $5. That's the big rolls, and it's a 6-pack. And the Charmin's several. There's a mega roll and a 12 roll of the regular rolls, and they're all different sizes, but they're $5. A really good price for your Charmin and your Bounty. Also, we got our Kraft regular singles, 12-ounce, 16 slices. They're $1.99, along with that shredded cheese, which is really cheap. We got our cream of chicken soup and cream of mushroom soup. It's 59 cents. That goes in all your casseroles. Several different items I know that you can make with those chickens. Cream of chicken.
I'm looking at this lady's poinsettia she's checking out with it. One is red. Looks like it honestly looks like somebody took a spray paint and spray painted the tips of the red poinsettias with white, kind of a creamy white. I've never seen one of those. I always seen them solid red, but that's beautiful. The poinsettias, you get them here at Food City out of the Florida department. Isn't that cool looking?
It is.
Looks like it's been spray paint on the tips with white or kind of cream colored paint on the edge of the, I guess you call them the petals, I suppose. But anyway, they got poinsettias here in the Florida department. And so this young lady's taking 2 big ones out of here. And so that's a good thing. Didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just kind of mesmerized by the poinsettia.
You got to have a centerpiece in your table.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a poinsettia sitting right in the middle of your table.
Mm-hmm.
That nice spread you got of all these other great snack items.
That would be a snazzy layout.
It would.
You're never going to live that one down.
You can use that. I'm not going to patent it or anything.
I can use it?
You can use that.
All right, it's now Tomism. A snazzy layout. Tell me about the ham, man. The ham at Food City is
the spiral slice ham, they're delicious. We had an open house on the 9th, and we sampled that out. It was a real big hit. Everybody likes our spiral sliced hams. And they're $1.59 a pound, so the cheapest ham you can get out there. It's sliced and cooked for you. You just got to heat it up. Heat it up and eat it up.
There you
go. We also got New York.
Heat it up and eat it up.
Eat them up.
There you go.
We got our New York strip steaks. They're $4.99 a pound this week. Not your typical holiday item, but who doesn't like a good steak?
Mm-hmm.
Pineapples and cantaloupes are both buy one, get one free, and we will get them pineapples. We have them cored also. Sit that on your table with all those other great items. People love cored pineapple.
Absolutely. You sell a bunch of them, too.
Our Del Monte vegetables are 2 for $1. Our Terry's chips, buy one, get one free. Our Food Club butters in the box, the 16 quarters, they're buy one, get one free. And our K's ice cream, buy one, get one free. One other note I want to also let people know, all the Tennessee stores, this year when we've got our wine, do not forget, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve is on a Sunday. In the state of Tennessee, you're not allowed to sell wine on Sunday. So you got to get that wine if you want the wine. Friday and Saturday, you got to pick it up.
There you go.
Of course, we will be closed on Christmas Day. We'll be open all day on New Year's Day.
What time do you close on Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve, we'll be closing at 6 at all the locations.
6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. You know what? That's the way it should be. Actually, I think it should be closed even earlier, but we'll close at 6 because he's got a family, he's got kids, he's got a wife. They want to go home. The Food City employees, they want to go home too. And I'm going to preach one more time like I did right before Thanksgiving. If you order one of these dinners for Christmas Day, please don't call up they close at 6. Don't call up at 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve and go, I need a dinner, because that's not fair to these folks. You know ahead of time Christmas comes the same every year on the 25th. The Christmas Eve will be on the 24th. You're being told now you're going to be closed at 6. So out of consideration, and he didn't tell me to say this, but out of consideration for the employees and their families, and somebody, I hope they don't, but invariably somebody will come in at 3:30 and go, oh, I got to have a full dinner, because they don't plan, they're not organized. So be conscious and be cognitive of these folks too. They want to go home and be with their families. They'll do it, because I know they will, but there's no need to do that. You should plan better and come in here. And even now, Steve, you can get on the web and go to foodcity.com, and you can order the dinner you want at the store you want to pick it up at and at the time you want to pick it up. I mean, there's no excuse to come in at the last minute and go, oh, and people do it. But, that's just my little soapbox, because, again, am I right? You want to go home too.
I do.
Yeah. And you want to go and be with your kid and your wife, and we all do. So please,
the world is full of procrastinators.
Yes, I know that. But there's no need to be. Just please think ahead when you're getting ready to order one of these meals at Food City. How about that? And then
I work at a grocery store. I don't have any food in my house.
Heat it up and eat it up. There you go. Snazzy layout. I got 2 new words from my vocabulary, thanks to Steve
I'm here to help.
Strickler. Tennessee football. Did they get the right guy? You think they got a good coach? Pruitt?
I think they got a good coach, and I think Tennessee. I've said this to numerous people. We are the best 4-8 team in the nation. Name a 4-8 team that's better than us. We have got some talent down there. We've got some good football players, and I think we are going to be. Next year, there's no reason that Pruitt can't get us to 8-4 easily.
I think they were.
I'm thinking 9-3. I wish big.
Yeah, I think he was. Butch was a great recruiter, but game day, X's and O's, didn't have it. That's the way it is. But I'm not.
He was good with the X's and O's, but not the Johnnies and the Joes.
There you go. I'm not going to hammer the guy too much, because he is he's like us. He's a dad. He's a husband. He's a father. But is what it is. He didn't get it done. He's moved on. I wish him well. But I think Pruitt, if he can stabilize the recruiting class for next Wednesday. We just had earlier in the show where the kid is decommitted from Florida going to Ole Miss, the quarterback, Matt Corral. So if Pruitt can not let that happen and keep some of the folks that originally said, I'm coming to Tennessee, stay with Tennessee, and then go out and get a few more. Of course, the next signing date's the first Wednesday in February. So a lot of the big boys will sign now, and some of them won't. Some will kind of sit back and play the field, but Pruitt can go out and get some recruits.
He's done well with that, too.
Yeah. And what you've got to do, and this sounds like I'm a broken record, but if you're a Tennessee fan, you got to give him a chance. You cannot expect miracles next year, maybe not even 2 years. You got to let him get his team in, or his staff in there, hit the recruiting. The guy's been around 3 national championships, including his team, the Florida State Seminoles, so he knows how to win. He knows what it takes to win. But Tennessee, for once, the fan base got to step back and just chill out and let this guy get it going. We've laid 3 eggs in essence, Kiffin, Dooley, and Jones. So they've got to, you would think at this point to go, okay, we're going to sit back and be cool and let this guy get it going, because I think he will.
Oh, I think he will.
Yeah.
He's going to be good on the defensive side of the ball. That's a given. I mean, everywhere he's been, they've had great defenses.
Pretty stout. Yeah.
It's just the offense that they're kind of a wait and see how we're going to be there. But I still think that there's a talent. I mean, we got Trey Smith and that offensive line. I think Garantano is a better quarterback than he's played. He just needs to be coached a little differently and put schemes around him to help him.
Well,
I think the future's
these
bright.
are 18, 19-year-old kids, and their confidence, they get down on themselves, and they read the clippings, and they hear the crowd booing, and I mean, they're only, in essence, they're kids, and so with somebody can coach him a little bit better in that quarterback slot, I think he's, I don't know about Dormady, but I think Garantano is salvageable. So, but we'll see. But your Seminoles, I guess they got their work cut. Oh, Willie's going to be hitting the trail trying to get some.
They're another team that was better than their record.
Yep.
They lost their quarterback playing Alabama, which happens to a lot of people, unfortunately. But I think they're a better team. They was in most of their games that they was in them all. That people don't realize winning and losing a football game, it might come down to 2 minutes.
Or
you play bad for 2 minutes, that might cost you the game.
Or one play.
Or sometimes one play.
Yep.
Or Tennessee's been the bearer of that several times.
The one bad play team. Steve Strickler, Great job, man. Thanks for letting me come up here and hang with you.
No, thank you for coming.
It's hard to believe we're 30 minutes left and the show's done. It's unbelievable. So, speaking of football, coming up tomorrow at Emory and Henry is the 2017 Fellowship of Christian Athlete East-West All-Star Senior Bowl. Didn't get the East roster. I got the West roster, so out of fairness, I'm going to read the West roster team members. From Daniel Boone, C.J. Carter, and Zach Taylor. From Dobbins Minute, Drew Christian, Matt Diminick, Drew Miller, Isaiah Jane, and Braden Buckles. From South Green High School, Bryson Castile and Derek Hallett. From Science Hill, Denzel Medina, Trey Stewart, Andre Butler, and T.J. Patton. From Trinity, Jonathan Tyson and Day Jennings. From Sullivan North, Peyton Robinson and J.J. Fleener. Gunnar Yates, that's a football name. Gunnar Yates. What did he play? I thought he'd play linebacker. Okay. He's running by Gunnar Yates and Chase Hartsock. Gate City has Braden Stokes, Dowson Krager, Karen Maxwell. I hope I'm saying these guys' names right. Central Wise in Virginia, Dustin Barker. From Union High School, you had Jackson Nick, Preston Walker, Logan Hamilton, Jeb Stidham. This is all on the West roster. We got some more. From Union, you've got Tanner Kennedy. From Thomas Walker, Jacob Davis and Logan Houndshell. J.I. Burton, it's Andrew Leonard and Andrew Cavins. From Lehigh, Dylan Rhines tomorrow. From Ridgeview, Cameron Carroll and Rick Flemings. From Rye Cove High School, Dylan Hammonds. From David Crockett High School, Hunter Price and Manny Hammond. And from Elizabethton, Chandler Mullins, Nestor Grubb, Ryan Wetzel, Lucas Holly, Cameron Harris, and Dylan Nordby. These are the guys that are going to be on the West roster tomorrow for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes East-West All-Star Senior Bowl at 1 o'clock, being played at Emory and Henry tomorrow for the Wasps. I know here's Sean Whitten's going to be one of the coaches. Offensive coordinator and quarterback coach will be Sean Whitten tomorrow. And let's see, defensive coordinator is Tram. I don't have the first names. I know Coach Whitten is going to be there from Elizabethton. So pretty cool tomorrow. If you get a chance, 1 o'clock, it's the East-West All-Star Senior Bowl for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes tomorrow at Fullerton Field at Emory and Henry. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. Should be a lot of fun. And I'd say the weather's supposed to be in the 40s and 50s. A little cool, but warmer than today. It's not really warmed up out there much, has it?
No. It's football weather.
It is football. Football weather.
Yeah.
Now, if I put you in pads and you said, Coach Taylor, what position would you like to play? What would you be? Would you be a wideout? Would you be a linebacker? What would Steve Strickler be in a football field?
Well, I played defensive back in middle school, but I'm too slow for that now.
Right.
And I don't want to. But I don't want to tackle people. That might be a good place to put me.
You want to tackle? You don't want to tackle.
But I'd probably be a kicker.
A place kicker. Strickler tees it up, a 55-yard field goal.
Yeah.
It's far enough. It's long enough. It's good. Strickler, 55-yard for game winner. The Seminoles beat Florida. How's that? Is that good? Put you in a Seminole uniform.
That's awesome.
Let you kick the game-winning field goal. Strickler. Yeah. I like it. We just did it. There you go.
Okay. It's good.
Doak Campbell Stadium, 55-yard field goal in the near hash mark. No time. 1 second left on the clock. Can they do it? They're down 2. A field goal wins it. Ball down. Strickler lays into it. It's far enough. It's high enough. It's long enough. It's good. Strickler, game winner.
As long as it's not wide left.
Seminole fans go nuts. Strickler, the game-winning field goal. The ladies go nuts. What's your wife's name?
Carmen.
Carmen's out there hugging him. It's great. It's a happy time at Doak Campbell. How'd I do?
Yeah, you'd have to tell her what happened. She don't like football that much.
Oh, yeah, but she saw her man kick the game-winning field goal. She'd be excited.
Yeah.
You'd probably get a hug and a kiss
She'd
on
come
that
to
one.
me and say, that was a good home run, honey.
Oh, he's a piece of work. Appreciate you letting me come up here, big guy.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at high school basketball here tonight. Who's playing where in hoops here on a Friday night. It's basketball season big time around the region. We'll tell you all about that next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
This holiday season, those of us at Phil's Dream Pit here would like to make it easy for you to entertain your guests and visitors with our Dream Packs to go. We have pork, chicken, or brisket, and the sides. All Dream Packs come with 3 sides, the buns or toast, and the sauce. We can do these value packs from anywhere from 4 up to 50 to 100 people, just depending on how many you have to feed. Call about the Dream Packs to go at Phil's Dream Pit, 349-6437.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations...
We're back live with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, buddy. Dave Angie joins us. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I know you couldn't be here with us today. You said you want to be on the show, and I appreciate that very much. So let's start a little college football. Matt Corral decommits from Florida and goes to Ole Miss. That's just after Patterson leaves earlier in the week to go to Michigan. So Matt Luke goes right out and gets a 5-star prospect that says no to Florida and now says yes to Ole Miss. Kind of a surprise given the fact they're in trouble, the NCAA. And what's your take on this move of this Matt Corral kid out of California?
Yeah, let's take a moment to savor Shea Patterson going to Michigan. I think for me that was a happy moment last week. You know, you're looking at a guy that was formerly the number 1 quarterback prospect overall in the nation. Played pretty well there at Ole Miss. Last year, obviously, his sophomore season ended early, had a minor injury that kept him out. Of course, with all the clouds hanging over that program, I mean, they didn't have the year they wanted last year, but very efficient quarterback and really going to kind of boost things there in Ann Arbor as the quarterback for Michigan. Looking forward to having him in. But you look at that, I think that's really admirable that they were able to go out and get another guy in of that caliber to replace the quarterback they lost. You know, under the circumstances there at Ole Miss where they have a lot of guys leaving. You know, it wasn't just Patterson. They've got Anderson, their starting safety that's leaving. Looks like he's going to end up at Louisville. They got a couple other players kind of looking to get on out of there with the sanctions. But to be able to land a player of that caliber, when you're in a situation they're in where they have a bowl ban for 2 years, that says a lot about this guy as a recruiter.
We're talking to our buddy Dave Angie live again. He's with the News Neighbor. We're live at Food City in Bloutville for a few more minutes on this Food City Friday. So you look at Tennessee football. Of course, for everybody, the first signing day comes up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. It's that brand new NCAA, first time they put it into play, the NCAA early signing period. So Tennessee and all the other schools will benefit from this. How critical is it to do well psychologically on this first run when you have that second traditional signing date on the first Wednesday in February? So how big is it for the schools to kind of crow and say, okay, this first go-round, we got this, or we got this guy. Is it critical or not critical?
Well, this really, the first time through, you don't really know what you're going to get. But I've really noticed in the last week or two, coaches have really started to grasp and understand how important this first signing day is. And I think it's crucial. I think it is for players as well because, up until this point, you've had guys that have been able to verbally commit, and that's all, and that's not binding. They can break that verbal commitment at any point between then and the beginning of February, the traditional signing day. If you have 3 or 4 verbal commitments in your class and all of a sudden, that morning comes in February and those guys start putting the hats on of another school, that wrecks your whole recruiting class as a coach. So, instead of this being some sort of supplemental date that, guys can sign now, but it's not a huge deal, I mean, this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you find out if those guys that you have that are committed to your program are really committed, because they can sign their name on the dotted line and they're in. And then at that point, if they break it, then they have to sit out a year. So, so you find out how committed these commits really are on this date. If you have a list of 15 or 20 commitments, they all better sign on that date in December. If they don't, you need to start going to look for somebody else, because you can tell these guys, hey, you had your chance to sign up. You had your chance to prove that you're committed to DC University. You let it pass by. I mean, the only reason you would do that would be to maybe be looking around, maybe try to find something else. So, I think it's really going to help coaches be able to know what they've got before they get to that date in February. Where oftentimes you'll have guys a coach thinking, well, I have these 2 wide receivers. That's all I need to recruit. Then you show up in February, one of them doesn't sign. You're looking for a wide receiver, and at that point, you're really scrambling. So now it'll give these coaches an extra month to say, okay, well, this wide receiver that said he was committed wasn't, so now I need to go out on the trail. I have a whole month to kind of get to know somebody, look at some of the other prospects we were looking at for that spot, and arrive at a decision and have a commitment in February. So, yeah, I definitely think it's huge.
It's a numbers game, obviously, and it's a trickle-down effect, because after the big boys do their thing, then it trickles down to the East Tennessee States and that particular level college football. So it really is a trickle-down kind of a domino effect, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely so. And, recruits are kind of slotted, and they find out where the interest is at and kind of readjust. That obviously starts happening before this time of year. I think, players go to camps over the summer, and they get to measure up against other players and kind of find out where the interest is at. They start that as early as sophomore and junior years, and so most of the time, by the time they get to the senior year, they know what size school they're looking at. Obviously things can change. Players can have a big senior season and all of a sudden get interest. We've seen that happen a lot over the years. But, yeah, definitely it's a different situation. You're looking at a different group of players at ETSU than you are at Tennessee. And, ETSU in an interesting situation right now. They're in the midst of a coaching search and obviously trying to find the right guy. And, I've been really impressed with the list of names I've heard connected to that job, coaches who are interested in it. Obviously Torbush is going to remain through June, which is going to allow for a really good transition that you don't get most of the time in these situations. So they're on solid ground. I expect them to recruit well this year. It'll be interesting moving forward to see who they wind up picking as their coach, but definitely a lot of interest from some pretty big names.
I want to say hello to Mary Ellen Malone watching in West Virginia. Hello, young lady. She says, we miss you up here in West Virginia. Thank you. Also, Kristen Rushing. Hi, Too Tall Tom Taylor. Hope you have a great weekend and a very Merry Christmas. Johnny Phillips tells us that Chase Dixon's moving up also. We had Bill Patrick on earlier in the show. We found out Justin Fontaine and Chad Fincham are moving up from Kingsport Speedway regulars to into the Cup Series or the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series. And so Johnny Phillips says Chase Dixon's moving up as well. Thank you. Then we were talking about the Chase. We'll get right back to Dave in a moment. We were talking about the Chase. We were questioning whether, like Dale Jr. qualified for the Clash, I should say, coming up in February at Daytona, as did Matt Kenseth. Can they have to drive, or can they take somebody and put them in their car? And Gary Taylor says the person has to qualify, not the car. And so Junior may be out probably, and Kenseth may be out, and Danica Patrick. And then Junior is not running in the race, and I didn't think he was. Mama said, no, you ain't racing in that race. And so Junior's not going to race, as per his lovely bride, Miss Amy Earnhardt. Hello to Aaron Wiles and Patricia Clark and Vince Red and Donna Bryant and Philip Rader. These folks watching the show, thank you. And so we're talking to our buddy Dave Onge. Dave, let's take a look at NASCAR. Kurt Busch apparently signs a one-year contract with Stewart-Haas Racing. Not a multi-year contract, but a one-year contract. It took him forever to get that signed. So is that a sign that Stewart-Haas, or a signal they're sending out to Kurt Busch, or am I reading it wrong?
Yeah, this it's amazing he's back in that car. I don't know the details on what led to that, but this isn't going to be a long-term partnership. I mean, that's just the climate of the sport right now. I think if there was a really good young driver that they felt really solid about from a sponsorship standpoint and a performance standpoint, I think they would have pulled the trigger on that. I just think some of these young drivers that were already affiliated with other organizations or got snapped up a little bit earlier, kind of left it to where they're not comfortable making the move right now. I think you're seeing a short-term situation with Kurt Busch. He's going to drive a little bit longer. They're going to keep their eyes open and find the right person to take over that car at some point, probably sooner rather than later.
We're talking to Dave Angie again. College basketball. We're hopping around here trying to hit all these different topics. Well, I've got you. College hoops on Sunday. None bigger. The defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels coming into Thompson Bowling Arena. It's a sellout crowd. Take on the Tennessee Vols. 3 o'clock tip-off. It's on national television. Tennessee playing some great basketball under Rick Barnes. And, of course, North Carolina's North Carolina. Should be a great atmosphere, a great setting, and, quite frankly, should be a pretty good ball game on Sunday. What do you think?
I think so too, and Roy Williams was talking about Tennessee the other day. He said, I don't think my guys fully grasp, what they're going to be dealing with on Sunday. He said, we're going to go out there, on the road in a hostile environment, sellout crowd, and there's going to be a team there that's going to hit us right in the mouth, and he knows how good Tennessee is. But when you're North Carolina, you get everybody's best shot, on any given day, and it always happens. And for North Carolina, for the Tar Heels, sometimes, you go somewhere like Tennessee, it's just another game. I mean, obviously around here, for the Tennessee players and for the Tennessee fans, this is one that's been circled for a long time. It's one that everybody's been looking forward to because, if you watched the game last year, Tennessee at North Carolina, a lot of people look at it and say, man, the Vols really let them off the hook. Should have won that ball game. And now they're looking for revenge this year. They're doing it in front of a hostile or a huge home crowd. And, it's going to be a tough game for the Tar Heels. I think Roy Williams knows that. I don't know if the players know that. This might be one they overlook, and if they do, I think they'll be in deep trouble. Should be a very competitive game, really great atmosphere as well.
Pick and panel. The Bowl Bonanza starts tomorrow. Of course, Dave was with us on the Champion Chevrolet 5-Star Football Preview Show this year. We're back next year for year number 2. Can't wait. But let's do the pick and panel right now. See what you say for tomorrow. We're just going to do the 6 bowls tomorrow. Celebration Bowl. North Carolina A&T 11-0 against Grambling 11-1. Noon tomorrow in Atlanta. Who do you like there? This is just for funskies.
I'm going to tell you, Grambling. I'm going Grambling in that ball game, and man, I'm telling you, I think they got the football team to do it. It's tough to go in and beat an undefeated team, but I think there's some pressure on your shoulders to finish undefeated as well. So that's why I'm taking Grambling in that one.
The New Orleans Bowl, North Texas 9-4 against Troy 10-2. 1 o'clock kickoff tomorrow from New Orleans, obviously on ESPN. North Texas or Troy? Who do you like there?
I'll tell you, a great year for North Texas and Troy both. You look at that memorable performance they had against LSU. That'll be one that stands out for a long time. North Texas, a solid season. I just don't think they're up to Troy's level. I think Troy gets the win in this one and finishes off with a really good season for them.
The Cure Bowl, Georgia State 6-5, Western Kentucky 6-6. You got to have 6 wins to be bowl eligible. These two teams got under the radar to do it. 2:30 kickoff from Orlando. Georgia State or Western Kentucky? Who do you like?
I'll tell you this: it's emotional for me because Jim Harbaugh started his coaching career. Well, he was still playing in the NFL. A lot of people don't realize his father, Jack Harbaugh, was the coach of Western Kentucky, and Jim, while he was still playing quarterback in the NFL, during the summer times would go out and do recruiting trips and recruit players and help build that program up, and they eventually won a national championship at the lower level before they moved up to Division I. And so with the Harbaugh connection there, I'm gonna go with Western Kentucky.
Taking Western Kentucky. We're talking to Dave Angie, the news and neighbor. Again, great sports guy. I love having this guy on the show. He's a great addition to my show every week. The Las Vegas Bowl, Boise State 10-3, and the Oregon Ducks 7-5. Of course, Oregon made a coaching change after the end of the regular season. I don't know if that makes any difference. Boise State 10-3, Oregon 7-5 in the Las Vegas Bowl. 3:30 tomorrow on ABC. Who do you like there, Boise State or Oregon?
I'll tell you, this is going to be a fantastic football game. To be played this early in the bowl schedule, you normally don't get a matchup this good. And I'm always been a fan of Boise State. I just think that their program, since their coach left for Washington, their program's fallen off just a little bit. I just don't think they're at the level anymore. Even though they got a great record, I don't think they're at the level to beat Oregon. I think Oregon has improved defensively. Of course, they've lost their coach, but I think those guys are going to be fired up and come out and win the game.
The only one that really means anything tomorrow, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, because there's only one team that really matters on this schedule tomorrow. The New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, Colorado State 7-5 against my boys, my alma mater, the Thundering Herd of Marshall at 7-5. 4:30 tomorrow on ESPN. Do you break my heart and go with Colorado State, or are you going to go with the Thundering Herd?
I'll tell you, there's a lot of people listen to the show in West Virginia.
Yes.
And you got a lot of listeners there, and of course you're a Marshall guy, and I don't know anybody in Colorado that listens to this show, so I'm going Marshall. We're going to go Thundering Herd in this one.
So it's a geography pick because you know anybody that's in Colorado.
It is. It is. You never know if I'm going to end up running for something. So, if I ever get in politics, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to pick Marshall.
That's it. So if you ever have to go to West Virginia and run for office, you're kind of on your way because you're picking the right team. There you go. Last but not least, the Camellia Bowl tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Arkansas State 7-3, and the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State at 6-6. You taking the Blue Raiders or Arkansas State tomorrow night?
I'll tell you, I really like Rick Stockstill. He's a great coach. He's at Middle Tennessee. Back in the day, he was at Clemson and recruited a ton of great players at Clemson and kind of got them going in the direction, where they are now. We see Clemson as a title contender every year, and Rick Stockstill, his recruiting on the offense and him as an offensive mind had a lot to do with getting them where they are. He's kind of had ups and downs there at Middle Tennessee, but I like him as a coach, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the Blue Raiders in that one.
Do you think there's too many bowl games? I mean, that's just there's 6 tomorrow, and then, I think there's 40-some bowl games. Is there too many bowl games in your humble opinion or not?
There are, and I think we're getting to the point now, too, where we're starting to see players sit out bowl games. That's a big question for every team and every coach. And, it didn't used to be that way. I just think it's gotten to the point now where it's too many. I mean, just being a Michigan fan and watching, there's a guy or two that may end up sitting out the Outback Bowl, with South Carolina, playing them in that game. In South Carolina may have a guy or two sit out as well. Somebody with NFL prospects that don't want to hurt themselves. A good example last year of Michigan in the Orange Bowl, Jake Butt plays that game, the great tight end, tears his knee up, and that really hurt his draft stock. He drops down to where he's a 5th-round pick instead of being up in the 1st or 2nd round where he was slotted. So that cost him a lot of money. And, I think, you really didn't see this in the old days. First of all, they've added a lot of bowls. So, it kind of dilutes the meaning of going to a bowl game, which I think makes guys have a little pause when they think about playing in it. The other thing is with the playoff system now, it kind of, if you're not one of those 8 teams playing for a national championship, I just think that it really made the bowl games a lot less important than they used to be. I think it's unfortunate. I think it kind of hurts the tradition of the game a little bit, but it's evolution. I think what we're going to see is the playoffs expand, where you get up to about 8 teams at some point here pretty soon. And I don't know what will happen with the bowls once that happens, but guys are definitely more hesitant to play, and I think it's just a reflection of how diluted the bowls have gotten, partially from adding too many games.
We're talking to our buddy Dave Angie. Is there any topic you want to hit on before we get out of here? We've hopped around here some, so anything you want to touch on before we get out of here on this Friday?
Oh man, I'll tell you, I've had a great week. Just talking about the news and neighbor a little bit.
There you go.
It's been, at the Niswangers Children's Hospital this week, I've been there a lot. They've had a lot of great events, with Christmas, Christmas, being about kids and about giving and everything. I mean, there have just been so many great people who have sacrificed money and time and everything else to collect things, toys and, blankets and stuffed animals and everything else. To bring them in and to give to the children who are in the hospital over the Christmas holiday. And it's just been great to go see the community outpouring and generosity of the people around this area, and what they've given financially and of their time to help these kids during the holiday season. And it's been a real blessing to be there. And, anybody, moving forward wants to get involved, given to Niswangers. It really is a great place, and it's been fun to be there this week.
Yep, and of course, right along with that, with Champion Chevrolet, they're giving away a brand new 2018 Chevrolet Traverse, or 2017 Chevrolet Silverado, or 2018 Cadillac ATS as a result of the gala that benefits Niswonger Children's Hospital coming up next month, January 27th, the venue in downtown Johnson City. And so you can win a brand new car, or you can win a $2,500 cash prize, a $1,500 cash prize, or a $1,000 cash prize by buying a ticket. Tickets are $50 a piece. 100% goes to Niswonger Children's Hospital. And, of course, you can buy those tickets on the web at mshafoundation.org. You can call them at 302-3131, or you can stop by Champion Chevrolet and buy a ticket. The more you buy, of course, the more your name goes into the pot, which just makes sense. The law of averages will tell you they're selling 4,000 tickets, and that's it. So the more times Dave Angi's name's in that pot, the more times he can win. It's $50 a ticket. 100% of the ticket goes to Niswonger. So you've seen it. I've seen it. We've got a guy coming next week that has a son that has regular treatments at Niswonger. And so it is a much-needed facility here in the region. And so, yeah, you're right. Niswonger does a great job, and they've done a lot of great things for the kids this past week, getting ready for Christmas in 9 days, or 10 days, 9 days to shop. So, yep, Niswonger, that's a good way to end this thing. Very, very good. Do you have your Christmas shopping done? I guess would be a good question to close on here.
Let me think. I'm close. I'm really, really close. I'm going to do Christmas with my side of the family this weekend. Looking forward to that. My wife's family will be in. They're going to come over next weekend, and then we'll do Christmas Monday morning. So, yeah, just a couple odds and ends, but I have it mostly done, which is pretty good for me.
Now, will you see the trophy this weekend? Who won that? Was your mom won it?
Yeah, it was. My mom won it. I'll see it from afar. I won't be allowed to touch it, obviously, until I win it again, if and when that happens. So, yeah, it's going to be a bittersweet Christmas this weekend, going down and seeing the good old Milo trophy that I lost this past spring. So
there you go.
Yeah, there'll be some discussion about that.
March Madness, the Angi family gets in there every year and does a picking panel of sorts, and then the winner gets this trophy. And Dave has won it for several. What, did you win it 2 years in a row? Is that right?
It was, let me see. I think I won it 3.
3 years in a row.
I had it 3 years. And I think I was going for 4.
That's right.
And then, yeah, the wheels came off, man. I lost to the dog, So, yeah, it was rough there. I was there till the last weekend, and then it all came apart. So.
And his mother won it, so he has to go home for Christmas to see Mom, get a hug and a kiss, and then she will proudly rub it in your face with the trophy. And she'll do that, right? Because she's pretty competitive.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They, there's a little spotlight that shines on the trophy up there on the mantle, so it can't be missed. And yeah, it definitely, I'm not gonna miss seeing it. That's for sure. So it'll be the first thing staring at me when I come in the front door when I get down there later tonight.
Front and center. All right. Hey, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next week, and I appreciate you very much. You're a great guy, and you're a great addition to the show, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I always have enjoyed it, and look forward to seeing you in person next week somewhere.
You got it. I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Be safe.
All right, you too.
Yep, our buddy Dave Angi, again, appreciate him very much. Going to do a little family time. We're going to do that after Christmas. We're going to we're going to take off between Christmas and New Year's. Our last show will be next Friday, the 22nd, and we're going to be off until January the 2nd, kind of recharging our batteries too. We got a big 2018 coming up. Got some really cool things we're going to tell you about. Some promotions, some giveaways. Of course, race tickets kind of goes out saying coming up in the not-too-distant future for the Food City 500 and the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 coming up in April, right around the corner from where we are, literally at Bristol Motor Speedway, the world's fastest half mile, the world's last great Coliseum. Quick break. We'll come right back. Our final guest, Dave Martin, joins us from WLW Radio in Cincinnati here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And we're back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We got a few minutes left. In fact, we're in overtime bonus coverage here. We're a little past 1 o'clock. Our show's from 11 to 1, and we're saving my man to get him on here from WLW Radio in Cincinnati. We'll be with him tomorrow night. We'll be talking to he and all of his hundreds of thousands of fans on the American Truckers Network. Goes across 38 states on AM 700, the big one, WLW Radio in Cincinnati. See on the screen. He is with us, riding away with Dave. Good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
I'm here, and I've even got the cobwebs knocked out. You know, I'm not exactly a morning person, but, wonderful to be on the show with you, Tommy, and I guess you wanted to get a little update on the Cavs, and, well, I'll tell you what, they turned into the Mad Bombers or whatever, the way they're hitting all these threes nowadays, and, of course, early in the year, you know, all the naysayers were saying LeBron was washed up and the Cavs overrated, and they got a bunch of old-timers, blah, 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 but I'll tell you what, they're definitely the hottest team in the NBA, and they're like a bunch of gunslingers from three-point range. Of course, Atlanta found out firsthand, but seems to be a trend all around the NBA where teams have abandoned going inside and working the ball down low for easy shots and stuff. They all want to sling it up from outside, which I think is kind of cool. I'm one of those type guys. Of course, I don't shoot NBA threes. I shoot the college lane threes. A little bit of a difference, but it's pretty cool and exciting for the NBA. But so anyhow, the Cavs are hitting on all cylinders, even though they're still kind of banged up and nicked up and stuff. And I know you're a big Cavs fan, LeBron, right?
I like him. I'm liking him more and more. He just passed Larry Bird yesterday on the all-time list for the number of triple-doubles. He's 6th now on the all-time NBA list for the number of triple-doubles. Had one last night. The Cavs win their 16 out of their 17 games. They're 16-1, obviously, out of the last 17. They're 21-8.
Yeah.
Beat the Lakers by 9 last night. So say what you want. The Cavs are kind of putting it together, and they're kind of making everybody forget about Kyrie Irving right now. They're playing some great basketball.
Yeah, no question about that. And, of course, I think everybody's in Cavs land anyhow could be kind of excited because it's getting closer and closer to when that little spark plug, Isaiah Thomas, is supposed to make his return. You know, he's been out with that hip injury and stuff, and he's going to add a whole new dimension because, I mean, he only averaged, about 28, 29 points last year leading the Celtics, and he was a big part of that trade that the Cavs picked him up for Kyrie. What's his last name? I forget. But anyhow, that's right, Kyrie Irving. Well, you know, he did contribute to one championship, so I guess I shouldn't really forget his name. But so Kyrie's having fun hanging out with his pals up there in Boston and stuff. But as far as winning an NBA championship, I think he'll be sad here at the end of the year. But, yeah, the Cavs are hitting on all cylinders. And I guess the other thing I'll kind of run by you is that your pal Urban Meyer is back at it again. He just got some more big-name recruits, guys that are in the, top echelon, 4-star receivers and defensive linemen. And, boy, this one guy, he's a horse, 6'3", 290, and he hasn't even joined the college ranks yet, Tommy. But, Urban's out there, and it says that the Buckeyes, so far they've been rated that their 2018 class is ranked number 1 in the country. And meanwhile, the Buckeye players are gearing up for that big shootout down there in the Cotton Bowl with Southern Cal. So, everything's working out real well, and I think Urban Meyer's going to have the boys really ready to play because he was embarrassed last year in the bowl game. So that's kind of like the latest thing here from Central Ohio. As far as the Reds, wait till next season. Well, that's right around the corner. That's right, spring training. But
yep.
I can't give you anything real positive except Hunter Green had an all-star appearance here in Cincy for the Reds Fest.
Well, we just got done with the winter meetings. It was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday down in Florida, and I have this long list of who did what in Major League Baseball. I don't have one that I've been looking. I don't have one transaction the Reds did during winter meetings that was worth talking about. They had a few little minor league things, but no big blockbusters. And I'm thinking they're going to start 2018 with the same team that they had last year, and it wasn't very good. So toughest job in Cincinnati, I would think, is trying to be the guy selling season tickets to the Reds because I think that's going to be a tough sale.
Yeah, well, fans will still show up just to have a good time and support the Reds, but as far as enthusiasm, but I think the one thing we've seen here is that it's all about pitching nowadays in Major League Baseball, and the Reds could get some news, having that hot prospect, come out